So John Delaney and Beto O'Rourke probably tied for the worst candidates of the first debate, in my opinion. And what you're about to see is like one of the most absurd moments from Delaney. He's asked about how the left can work with Mitch McConnell, and his answer is infuriating.
Congressman Delaney, you seem to believe you can do everything in a bipartisan manner. Mitch McConnell doesn't operate that way. He operates differently. Why do you think he is going to conform to your style?
I think we need to get things done. That's why I believe we need to operate in a bipartisan manner. Listen, I'll sign into law bills that come to the White House that are passed on a party line basis, absolutely. But all the big transformative things we've ever done in this country's history have happened when huge majorities of the American people get behind them, which is why we need real solutions, not impossible promises. We need to put forth ideas that work, whether it's on health care, creating universal health care so that every American gets health care, but not running on making private insurance illegal. Okay. The gun issue is related. The gun safety issue is related because I can't tell you how many times I've been with folks in Western Maryland, and they've said to me, you know, Democrats don't do anything for us, Republicans don't do anything for us. You fight all the time, so they vote on that single issue. Okay, if we become the party of getting things done for the American people Senator with real solutions, not impossible promises, we'll be able to get all these things done.
2:30's here. I'm going to say.
The question was about working with Mitch McConnell in a bipartisan way. Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell. And he seriously responded that bipartisanship is good. Big change happens through bipartisanship. We need to get things done. And he even references the issues of universal health care and guns. Again, the question was, how will you work with Mitch McConnell? And John Delaney sincerely believes Mitch McConnell will work with him towards universal health care and gun regulation. That's the dumbest motherfucker on the stage, bro. That's the dumbest motherfucker on the stage. Do you realize how disconnected from reality you have to be to make that point? Did you know that after one of the massive mass shootings, I forget which one because they happen so frequently, but Obama and the Democrats proposed a background check bill. Now, I didn't say universal background check bill. I said background check bill. I left out the word universal on purpose because it wasn't universal. It was a totally watered-down, symbolic, nothing piece of legislation that just ever so slightly increased regulation to stop, like, the worst of the worst maniacs from getting weapons and killing people. Not only did Mitch McConnell block it and slap it down, he then went on Twitter and bragged that he did so. This is an issue where 93% of the American people agreed that we need universal background checks. Not just background checks, universal background checks. Majority Democrats, majority Republicans, majority of NRA members, bro. And Mitch McConnell blocked it and then bragged about blocking it. This is the kind of person that we're dealing with. Barack Obama proposed Romney Care. He proposed the individual mandate system that was popularized by the Heritage Foundation, which is a right-wing think tank. It's a plan that's so right-wing that it keeps the for-profit health insurance companies in charge, and Newt Gingrich and Chuck Grassley used to support it back in the 1990s. That's how right-wing Obamacare is, the Affordable Care Act. What happened? 0 Republicans voted for it. 0. It was their idea, John Delaney, and they turned on it because a Democrat proposed it, and they started pretending it's socialist takeover of healthcare and that it's going to kill your grandma and there's fucking death panels. 0 Republicans voted for it, you fucking moron. You know, I think bipartisanship is good. Bipartisanship is not good by definition. How many times do I have to say this? The details matter. So when Joe Manchin gets together with an asshole senator from Kentucky, a Republican, and they work together and they deregulate Wall Street further, that's bipartisan. Is that a good thing? No! When Democrats and Republicans agree to give Donald Trump more illegal NSA spying powers, that's bipartisan. Is that good? No! When they get together to agree to do more war, is that good? No! Now, on the flip side, when Bernie Sanders and Rand Paul get together and they say, hey, maybe we shouldn't arm Saudi Arabia as they do a genocide in Yemen, is that good? Yes. So the details matter when it comes to bipartisanship. But here's what I can guarantee you. Every time Mitch McConnell is involved in some legislation, it's wrong. It's not correct. The legislation is fucked up and terrible for the American people. So for your answer to be, well, I want to work together with Mitch McConnell and just know that we need to get things done and that big change is always bipartisan and we need universal health care and guns and I'll work with Mitch McConnell and get stuff done. That ain't gonna happen, dog. How dumb do you have to be? Did you just come to politics yesterday? The correct answer is, I will crack Mitch McConnell's skull on the sidewalk and chew his brain on national TV and force him to bend to my will. And if he doesn't bend to my will, I will politically destroy him. There will be no more Mitch McConnell. He will be out of politics. Because I will do everything in my power to make sure he loses his next election. I will do everything in my power to make sure that the people of Kentucky knows that he's their enemy. I will bring his record up and show it directly to their faces and be crystal clear about how their lives have been worse off as a result of Mitch McConnell. This is how you play politics. This is how you fight. You go and you do rallies and you get the people on your side and you harness the leverage of people power and use it to get the proper policies implemented that help the people. Policies like Medicare for all and free college and a living wage. But John Delaney doesn't support any of those. John Delaney's, I'm Mr. Centrist. You know what a centrist like John Delaney does? He agrees with Republicans on doing Republican priorities. That's what he does. So now you know. He said he'd work with Mitch McConnell in a bipartisan way to get universal health care and guns. And by the way, he's wrong about big change is always bipartisan. No, big change always happens because of the people. The people saying, do it or else. Look at FDR. Look at what FDR did with the New Deal. Do you think the political establishment was like, oh, sure, we'll work together with him on this. It'll be lovely. No, he famously said, I welcome their hatred. Because you have to fight and you have to take them on. It's not about just holding hands and singing Kumbaya. Listen, if there are a few issues where we agree, fine, hold hands and sing Kumbaya. But with assholes like Mitch McConnell, the overwhelming majority of the time, he's screwing over regular people and working for his donors, so you have to fight him. John Delaney is the worst. Him and Bet on My Stork failed the worst.